So today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to wax your Saggar fired pot. First you need to have a pot that's burnished. So I have an unwaxed burnished pot here, and I have a waxed burnished pot here. And I just want to show you, I use a paste floor wax for my wax. It's a really nice natural wax, and I like it because it actually smells good and it's better for you. It's not petroleum based. So this is my floor wax. It's a BioShield and it's from a company in New Mexico. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a cotton cloth that has a tight weave, and I'm going to dip it really lightly into the wax so that I don't have too much wax on the surface, but just a little bit. I want a very, very thin coat on the piece. You take the pot you're going to wax, and you'll see it's quite dry, and as you wax it, it starts to almost look as though it's wet. So you're going to put the wax on the surface, and I always rub it in a circular direction. The piece has been thrown and burnished, so you're trying to get the wax between all the clay particles so that it completely covers the surface. Once it covers the surface, then you're able to buff it. Okay, so we just put a coat of wax on the pot and we covered it in a circular direction all over. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to buff it, and I use a kitchen scrub. I either use an old one that's been used a lot so it's worn down, or I get one from the dollar store because they're cheaper and they don't scratch the surface of the piece. So the thing I don't want to do is scratch the surface, but I do want to give it a little bit of a rough buff. So I put the scrubby under my palm and I just buff the piece, and you'll start to see very quickly that you get a really bright sheen. So the purpose of using the scrub is because I'm actually going to put another coat of wax over this one, and that little bit of scratching of the wax with the scrubby allows the second coat to completely adhere beautifully. There you go, scrubbing the surface, and you can see that shine really start to appear. A lot of elbow grease, a lot of muscle. Okay, so I now have 2 coats of wax on the piece, and the second coat I haven't buffed yet, but with the second coat of wax, instead of using a scrubby, I use any cotton cloth. These microfibers are great, but any cotton cloth will work. And look what happens without a lot of effort. I'm just going to briskly rub the surface of the piece, and you start to see that sheen. Now this is after 2 coats of wax, and you can really see what's going on the surface here. It pulls up all the subtlety of the piece, all those hues you couldn't quite see when it came out of the firing. You start to see all the beautiful sheen in your Saggar fired pot.